Money Can't Buy Love. Part 7. In the evening, after Alexandra's call, Victor did not know how to behave with her. It seems that the girl clearly made it clear that she is not interested in a relationship with him, but it seems that girls usually can say anything when they are offended. Arriving home from the office, he tried to relax with a glass of whiskey and think about the further development of their communication. Without coming to anything in his head, he even broke through information on the psychology of women on the internet and saw an interesting idea there. One psychologist advised men not to show any interest in a woman so that she would pay attention to you. Victor decided to follow this advice since all his efforts were in vain. In the morning he put on his one of the best suits, a tie, cufflinks, shoes. In principle, there was nothing new in his morning actions, but today he carefully selected things. Then a thought came to his mind, after which he called his secretary. "Alina, good morning. Today I will come to dinner, transfer all possible meetings to remote controlled. I will hold them from home. I'll be there for dinner myself, like a journalist should come to me. My name is Alexandra. Show her to my office." "Good morning, Viktor Anatolyevich, understood you. Then I will send the new schedule within half an hour." Victor decided to come to work later so that Sasha would not think that he was looking forward to her. Perhaps this behavior was at the level of a schoolboy, but Victor fell in love with the girl so much that he was ready to do anything to achieve her. Sasha was also preparing for a meeting with Victor. "In the morning I made a face mask to keep the skin moisturized, patches to remove puffiness under the eyes." Subconsciously, she put on a dress that had a deep neckline, but still put on a jacket over the dress. She did not like to walk in heels, so when she noticed excessive efforts in preparing for the interview, the choice fell on ballet shoes. Light makeup, gathered hair in a lower bun. Before leaving the room, she collected the necessary papers, looked in the mirror, took a deep breath and left the room in a hurry. As Victor had promised, he dropped the address of his office in a message to her. When the taxi driver drove her to her destination, the girl realized that she had never been inside such a huge building. Going inside, on a large stand she saw the desired company name, which was located on the 28th floor and occupied 3 floors. When the elevator lifted the girl to the desired floor, with every second she felt panic overpowering her. She nervously straightened a strand of facial hair, fiddled with the papers in her hands. And when the elevator rang treacherously, informing that she was in place, something clicked inside and rang in her ears. The doors opened, and Sasha saw a bright room in front of her and a lot of people who were running around with pieces of paper. Someone was discussing something loudly, some were drinking coffee aside. Life in the office was in full swing. Sasha was delighted with the staff's appearance and interior. She stood still and looked at everything until a voice distracted her. "Can I help you?" A girl who is 2 heads taller than Sasha came up to her. "Yes, hello. My name is Alexandra. I am a journalist for the Secret City magazine. I have a meeting with Victor," Sasha said in a trembling voice. "With Viktor Anatolyevich?" said the girl in an affirmative voice. "Follow me, please." The girl turned sharply and walked somewhere with a quick and confident step. Sasha was surprised how you can walk so quickly in heels. She could hardly keep up with her. The girl stopped at the glass doors, opened the office and showed Sasha with a gesture that she was there. "Wait here." Sasha walked in unsteadily, then felt the evaluating look of the girl. Sasha noticed how she curled her lip, as if she didn't like Sasha's appearance. "And where is Viktor Anatolyevich?" "Coming soon," she answered barely audibly, and left the office. "What a bitch," Sasha thought to herself. Half an hour passed. During this time, the girl managed to examine Viktor's office. She noticed that he was very neat. The pens were in a row, the papers in a straight pile. On the table, were photos with a man and a woman. Victor is very similar to a man, so Sasha realized that this was a photo of his parents. There was not a speck of dust in the office, even the leaves of the huge flower were clean, although such plants usually just stand and gather dust. Sasha had already begun to nervously glance at her watch. She did not think that Victor would keep herself waiting long. The girl sat down on the white sofa that stood in the office and buried herself in the phone. Suddenly the door opened abruptly, and Victor walked into the office with a quick step. "Good day," he said without looking at her. "Hello." She cuddled a little against the sofa. "So, let's quickly conduct an interview, otherwise today I have a lot of DOs. You have 10 minutes. Sasha picked up the papers from her knees, went up to Victor and sat down at the chair that stood opposite his table. Victor Anatolyevich." She looked into his eyes and sharply lowered them down. "What is your organization doing?" The answer to this question can be found on the internet, below. "Okay. Tell me, how did you achieve this success?" The girl's voice trembled. "Belief in yourself and love for your work," he answered briefly. "Okay, then, did someone help you with this?" "Only family support. Alexandra, do you have any questions that will make your article a bomb?" He leaned on the table and folded his arms. Sasha began to read something from a piece of paper and fell silent. Tick. Tock, tick. Tock. Victor pressed on her. "Is your heart free?" "Well, that is, are you planning to get married?" How? Am I planning?" "Yes." "Is there a girlfriend?" "No." "Is your heart free?" He slowly leaned back in his chair, crossed his legs and said, "You know the answer." She fell silent, and he looked slyly into her eyes. She didn't know how to answer him. Everything was dry in my throat, my breathing quickened. "Victor, what are you leading to? You answer a question with a question." "That is, now you are on you? So I'm not Victor Anatolyevich anymore?" "I understood you. Thanks for the interview, I think it will be a great article." She got up and went to the exit from the office, putting the papers in her bag. "Poor quality journalist, leave interviews without collected material," he shouted at her, from which she stopped. "How about dinner tonight? Let's meet in a relaxed atmosphere, chat, and you will leave with great material." Sasha, without turning to him, realized that she was grabbed by the tail, because now she did not learn any exclusive information from him, and the boss would not be happy with such meager material. Then she turned around and said, "Okay." She already took an air to continue, but he interrupted her. "Then I'll pick you up at 7. Do not be late." She rolled her eyes, which made Victor laugh, turned around and walked out the door. Leaving the office, she no longer paid attention to the look of the girl who accompanied her to the office because she left it with a barely noticeable smile. Continued follows. Signed, so you don't lose the sequel.